This is the story of Skag Shaboos, a 28-year-old unlucky but strong cigarette-smoking fire officer who had just moved to the city of Westpoint right before the zombie outbreak began. Day 1 begins by me looting the house I spawned in, trying to find a weapon. After finding some clothes in the bedroom, I get lucky and find an electric base in the closet. Teaches intermediate mechanics. How to use generators. Okay. So now might be a good time to say, I'm still relatively new at Project Zomboid, and I started this playthrough when I had about 24 hours in the game, just wanting to check out Westpoint for the first time. I honestly wasn't expecting this character to make it this far, and this was originally going to be a completely different kind of video, but I mean, hey, here we are. This is better, I think. So anyways, let's get back to it. Okay. Not good. We gotta run. So this wasn't really the ideal start to a run, but the moodles were looking pretty bad at this point. So I kind of panicked and just got chased by zombies all over the town. What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Until I finally made it to this fence and hopped over and ran in the forest. And after stumbling in the forest for a bit, I came across this bar. Now, at the time I didn't know it was Twiggy's, but there were a couple zombies around it, so I figured maybe clear it out and see if there's anything good inside. Until I realized two things. One, there was a horde coming, and two, I was still crazy tired, super dehydrated, insanely sweaty, panicked, and I should have not been trying to take on any zombies in that state. Drink the wine. Goddamn. Stressing out here. Whoa! Smartening up a bit, I doubled back to the bar and decided I could lead the zombies through the forest and line of sight them so that I could get into the bar and the other building nearby it. So there was a couple zombies that followed me coming in through the window, and I figured that I could just take them out because there was only two of them. I turned out being pretty wrong in this scenario and had to retreat and run upstairs, where eventually I could split them up and take them out, luckily. And after that, I went downstairs, washed up in the sink, and locked myself in the storage room where I was going to sleep on the floor for the night. Tired? So day 2 begins, and before I can really do anything except go through a few cupboards, my character gets tired again. So the plan was for today just to take it easy until I looked out the window. Okay. Ow, bro, I just woke up. After a few hours of running away from the zombies, my character was exhausted again and extremely tired. So I took a pretty risky move here by finding a car to sleep in the middle of the day. If I die, I die. I'm dead. I'm dead. My groin. God damn. I got attacked by a zombie while bandaging myself up. Once I was done killing the zombie, I thought about it and said, hey, I can drink rainwater. Oh, it's unsafe. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm prone to illness. And within minutes, I was already facing the consequences. I knew it. I spent the rest of the day inside the bar just healing up, and then again my character got tired, so once again we locked ourselves in the storage room to sleep on the cold floor. Are you fucking kidding me? How is my character tired already? The apocalypse has been pretty stressful for this character, so I just went back into that storage room, got my character drunk a bit, got him even more tired, and for the third night in a row, slept on this floor. What the hell? Oh. It's over for me, bro. I had uncovered a lot of the map at this point just by running away from zombies, but I didn't really know where anything was or what any of the buildings were. So I knew I was behind on my start and that things could get pretty bad if I didn't start picking up the pace. But by day 7, I still hadn't found a place I wanted to base up, mainly because I was too busy running from zombies. But I came across what I thought was a gas station and wanted to see if I could find a map of Westpoint because I was getting desperate and had no idea where I was going. So I made my way around the back and was clearing out all the zombies I could. Luckily, this was only a scratch, but it turns out this area was just a bunch of food places and some office areas, and I didn't end up finding a map in this area or on any of the zombies. Day 8 comes around and I get caught by the helicopter, which results in me spending days 8, 9, and 10 running for my life and killing even more zombies while I still search for a place I can call home. On day 11, I've honestly had enough of trying to find the perfect spot, so I run off into the countryside looking for some place away from all the hecticness. Now, I like the vibe of Westpoint, but there's too many of the dead walking around, and it feels like I'm gonna get overrun pretty easily in whatever building I pick. So the plan was to find something outside of the city, then get a car working so I could make trips safer and more efficient. Yo. This is it. A tall fence. A house. Got a lake. Oh my, it's a, yo, wait a minute. There's a garage. Yo, this might be it. This is gonna be home. You see what I'm about to do? Where am I? That's kind of far. So I can eat straight sugar and my character doesn't care. Do it. Diabetes, here we come. This is probably the roughest start I've had to a run, but I was determined to make it work. Now looking at the map, my base is over here, and where I was finding the cars was somewhere over here. Now I had checked the other 2 houses nearby, the one I was based up in, and they didn't have cars in their garage. So I only had one choice, and that was to run back to town and get a car working. Now, although I've never experienced it myself, I do know that the power goes out sometime in the first month of the playthrough. So I needed to get a car so I could get a generator and a few other things so that I could actually prepare my base for when things got a little bit more rough. This is risky, but I'm tired. On day 13, I find my first set of keys to a car, but the car has no gas in it. So I take an empty gas can that I found earlier and I go around siphoning some gas until I realize that I was actually right beside the gas station. So I just top off and then go home. Day 15 was pretty uneventful. I drove around town and found the storage unit area that wasn't too filled with zombies, so I made my way through before beginning to loot. Now, I didn't really find much because most of the doors were locked, and since it was getting dark, I just decided to take shelter here for the night. On day 16, I went back for my car, but decided to switch it out with one that was in better condition and right beside where I had parked. Once I got the new car working, I pulled up to the storage units and brought one of the generators inside the car with me. And at this point I had a pretty full inventory, so I just decided to hit the gas station and head home for the day. But not before almost losing the generator in the process. Day 17, I pretty much spent the whole day organizing and then looting my neighbor's fridges for any food that wasn't rotten yet, so we're just gonna skip past it. And then I pretty much read for all of day 18, so we're skipping past that as well. And you know what? We're skipping past day 19 also because I spent the whole day learning how to make a roast. After a few days of housekeeping, I was ready to go on an adventure again. Now the goal for today was to find a sledgehammer to do some more renovations on the base, but unfortunately, I didn't get very far. After trying a few times to get the car started and failing, I decided I would have to continue on foot and find another car. I came across these two vans that had crashed and decided to try seeing if they had a key inside. Unfortunately, I forgot to equip a weapon before smashing the window of this other van, and I ended up giving myself a deep cut on my arm. I've never even seen that injury before, so I just put a bandage on it and hope for the best and continue on foot. So with an injury that I don't know how serious is at the moment, I make my priority finding a car and I head towards some houses hoping that they would have one in the driveway. Now, I know this house doesn't have a car in the driveway, but who doesn't love to loot, right?
Shit, man.
And here's where I learned guns aren't always a one-shot.
Oh, it didn't kill her?
There was just no end to the zombies. I was getting tired and I felt like if I kept this up, I would mess up somehow and eventually get bit, so I decided to lose them through the forest. I made my way back around to the street and found these cars, and even though they were in terrible condition, one of them actually had gas in it, so I decided to take it.
Car ran out of gas. To go.
I was back on foot and surrounded by an army of zombies. This time though, it was getting dark and my character was getting tired. If I didn't find shelter soon, this could be the end of this run. I ran into this field because I saw on the map there was a small building in the right hand corner of it, and I figured if I could get inside that building, I'd be safe. The only problem was, it was getting darker now, it started to rain, and my character was so tired that it was making my vision even worse. As I was approaching the building, my screen went pitch black. I literally couldn't see the door or a window at this point, and I had no idea how to get inside the building.
I can't see shit.
I managed to kill the two zombies, barely being able to see anything, and found my way inside what I thought was a small shed. I couldn't see anything inside here, but I had no other choice. This is where I would have to sleep for the night. I started day 21 with a cigarette after that stressful night and made my way outside. I was still on the search for a car, so I made my way to a nearby neighborhood and I found one.
I don't know where I just found it. Oh, it's on the floor.
Now that I had the keys, I just had to find a gas can and siphon some gas from another car nearby, and I was on my way. I ended up going to bed while looting the houses nearby the car, and on day 22 I had to clear out a few of the zombies nearby. But for some reason, I never checked the back of the car, and what do you know? Look, a gas can. After fueling up, I stopped off at the old car wreck and made my way back home for the night. On day 23, I woke up to some bad news. I think the power's out. I only had half a tank of gas and the city was far away, so I filled up a water bottle to get just enough gas in the generator to keep things operational. I had no water source anymore, so I filled a pot with water from the lake behind my house and boiled it. I also began the garden and planted some potatoes, cabbage, and broccoli. After all that was done, I went fishing for the first time, but after a couple hours, I had used up all the fishing line, only catching one small fish. So I gave up on that idea and began leveling up my carpentry by disassembling stuff. Day 25 was just an organization day. On day 26, I decided to go back into town, but first, I thought it would be a good idea to tow these vehicles out of the way so I didn't keep crashing on the way there. I made my way to the gas station and began clearing out the zombies. Only to finally realize that the gas pumps needed electricity to work. So I made my way to the storage unit facility. I knew this place had a bunch of generators, so the plan was I could grab one of them and bring it to the gas station that was closer to this place. But I kind of attracted a horde on the way over, so we would have to clear them out first. After a few hours of chopping through the dead, the place was clear. I broke down all the garage doors in hopes of finding something useful like the sledgehammer I was still looking for, but had no luck, so decided to sleep in the main building of the storage unit area. On day 27, I made one of the gas stations operational again and continued my search for a sledgehammer. But since I had no idea where to find this sledgehammer in Westpoint, I decided to go to the police station and get some better weapons. Now, the police station was crowded with zombies, so I took the ones out in the back inside first, and then I made my way to the front of the building. A lot of the windows were broken and I could see zombies inside, so I decided to try to bait them outside and clear out the building that way. It turns out there was even more than I anticipated, so I continued. I made my way inside and took out the remaining zombies. I couldn't find the keys to the armory, and I didn't have the ability to disassemble metal doors yet, but I did find this one zombie who had what I think is a Desert Eagle and a shotgun on him. On day 29, I was still determined to find this sledgehammer, so I started going through all the garages that I could find on the map. I spent the entire day killing zombies and going through garages and still didn't find a sledgehammer, and my character was extremely tired and exhausted, so I decided to take the risk of sleeping in the car. On day 30, I woke up surrounded by the fog. I had no water left, and I only had one can of chili for food. There wasn't going to be enough time to make it back to the base, so I would have to find something nearby to help survive. The house that I parked in front of luckily still had some canned food in some of the cupboards, but there was no running water, and I didn't want to risk drinking the rainwater. But suddenly I ran back to the car remembering that I had put 3 cans of pop in the trunk in case this happened. So now I had 3 cans of pop worth of hydration before things would go bad. After shooting, I immediately regretted it. I I survived, but I drank 2 pops in the process and only had 1 left. There was only 2 more garages to search through for the sledgehammer, and I figured I would just get it over with and then find some way to survive. The garages ended up providing me nothing, so I went through some of the houses trying to find some kind of drink that wouldn't make me sick. I didn't find any drinks, but I did find this annotated map, and the house that was marked on it was just on the other side of the street, so I took the chance, decided that they might have something good there. There was a couple hordes on the way to this house, and I'm assuming me driving by made them merge, so I figured I would have to be super quick with this one. I saw the house that was marked on the map and it was boarded up, so I knew I wouldn't be able to just run inside the house. Once I turned around though and saw how many zombies I attracted, I drove out of there hoping I could leave them away. I returned after driving around the block, determined to get inside this house no matter what would happen. Thinking there was only a few zombies to clear out, I went to work. However, I was wrong. I was being pushed back by the horde and it was getting dark. If I didn't make it back to my car, I probably wouldn't survive tonight. I couldn't get back inside the car. There was just too many. I was gonna have to lose them somehow if I wanted to make it back. But it was too dark and I was too tired to do that right now. So I went into one of the garages I cleared out earlier and made my bed for the night. I woke up on day 31 with 1 mission and 1 mission only. Get back to my car and return to my base. This whole excursion has been pretty deadly so far, and I don't like my chances. Turning a corner put me head first into another horde, so I made my way through the trees, trying to kill anything that was close to me. I was dying of thirst and getting desperate. I tried to get into the nearby house, hoping to find anything to drink. There was nothing. I was in panic mode now. I was dehydrated and I was starting to take damage. I was having a hard time finding where the car was because of all the zombies, and every moodle just kept getting worse and worse. I couldn't find my car and I was at risk of passing out with a horde on my tail. I started jumping through windows hoping to find any kind of water. Would the stale yogurt work? I was too dizzy to read the packaging. I was fumbling around in the UI, and that's when it happened. I had been bit, and there was no stopping death from coming at this point. There was only one thing I wanted to do before the horde got me. Smoke one last cigarette inside my car. The dead were still surrounding it, so I equipped the weapons I took off that police officer. And I tried. I ran out of ammo, and there was more than ever before. Running down the street, I saw my car. I jumped in, and they surrounded me. I lit a cigarette while looking at the map I had found earlier. Marchridge. I wonder if that place was safer. So if you made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thanks for watching. I saw some other Project Zomboid YouTubers make similar videos, so I decided to give it a shot, and yeah, these videos are a lot of work. I was hoping for the character to live a bit longer in this one, but 31 days is currently my best so far, so I can't really complain about that. Anyways though, if you liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment. I've got another playthrough going on where I'm trying to last 100 days, but this time I'm using mods for the first time ever and making it more of a story than just going in without a plan. So hopefully this time I'll hit the 100-day mark, but as long as I pass 30 days, there should be a video for it. Anyways, that's it from me. See ya.